Am I audible? Yes. Can you let me know on chat if you can hear me clearly? Okay, great. All right. Thank you. Super. All right. All right. Thank you so much. Okay. So we can get started with the quiz. Welcome all, one and all to the Uolo Family Quiz 25th July. We started a little bit after 11, but that's okay. Um, we have almost 115 participants here with us. So let's get started with the quiz. Firstly, though, please rename yourself to the name on which you've registered on Uolo. Reason being, it makes it easier for us to get in touch with you for your prizes and things like that. So please do rename yourself, right? For all of you who have joined in. And yeah, so the first half of the quiz will be done entirely on Zoom. So you'll all need to. Yeah, I've switched on the rename option. You can all do it now. Whatever name you have registered on the Uolo app, please rename yourself using that. Right? Yeah. Thank you. I see a bunch of you have done it already. So, right, back to the rules. The first half of the quiz is done entirely on Zoom, right? So, for the first half, all you'll need to do is send in your answers to me, share it with the co-host, that is Quizmaster Abid. So, if you send it, there is a host as well, which is YOLO Teacher. If you send it to that, your answers won't be recorded, right? You'll have to send it to me. That's the only way I'll know who's answered it correctly. So, rename yourself. Uh, to this name you have registered with on Uolo platform, on the Uolo platform. That will make it easier for us to identify you should we need to reach out to you for prizes and things like that. By default, you'll all be on mute, but I do have my colleague on the call with me and she'll be unmuting you as and when you'll be called upon to answer. Okay. So let's carry on with the quiz. We're already a couple of minutes in. But before we get to that, let me tell you a little bit about us. We are Qshala. We're a Bangalore-based knowledge startup that's worked with over 100,000 of children and over 100 plus schools, and done over 1,000 events like quizzes, riddles, uh, puzzles, all kinds of treasure hunts, all sorts of events that help pique curiosity in children. And this is just some of them which we have done over the last couple of years during the pandemic. You can see some of our children striking a funny pose and things like that. That is because we have a very fun tradition here at Qshala, which is to take a picture at the end of every class or quiz that we do, which we'll be doing today as well. So we'll get to that in a bit. So we do only have one prize per quiz. For those of you who were the winners of previous weeks, they've been dispatched. You should receive your prizes in 2 or 3 days. Okay, just it's Amazon delivery that's slowing us down, not us. We've sent it across. Okay, so like yeah. So as I said, the lucky draw. We do have a lucky draw system for the prize. All you need to do to be eligible for winning a prize every week is to answer the questions correctly. Right. Just answer them, whether right or wrong doesn't matter. Attempt every single question, right? So we'll have totally about 15-16 questions in the quiz. You just need to attempt all of them, whether right or wrong does not matter to us. Just attempt. To that end, let's see who won last week's quiz. It is Nadin was last week's winner. So congrats Nadin on winning last week's quiz. Well done. I do request you to stay back to the end of the quiz on this call, just so that we can grab your details and I can get your prize across. Okay. Right. So as announced last week, this week's theme is about the Olympics. So as of day before yesterday, the Olympics have kicked off, and it's a global sporting affair where all countries of the world come together to take part in various events. Of course, this is Tokyo 2021 because it was delayed because of the pandemic. But anyway, as I mentioned, don't worry, you won't need any specialist knowledge of any sport to answer all the questions. Very basic, very simple questions. You can answer it based on what you see in the question, what you see in the question, and I'll give you plenty of clues as well. So the first round is called Olympic pictograms, where essentially I'll show you. Yes, so I see Rian Roshni have sent it to me. Rian Roshni, I've sent across the prizes. It'll come. Okay, in 2, 3, maybe 1 or 2 days more. It should reach your houses. Okay, it's it. Okay, right. Now, as I said, we'll get on with the quiz. The structure of the quiz is 3 rounds. First round is called Olympic pictograms. Round 2 is called potpourri. Round 3 is called Kahoot. Right. So pictograms, essentially, I'm going to show you a sport as a poster. Right. All you'll have to figure out is which sport. There'll be a clue as well to help you figure out what is the name of the sport. So very simple round. Let's get started. Which sport that is derived from the Japanese for empty hand is making its first appearance at the Olympics? So look at the sport in the picture there. This is the first time the sport is making an appearance at the Olympics. All you need to do is tell me which sport this is. Right, superb. Whole bunch of you have got it right off the bat. Okay, this is a very specific sport. Some of you are sending answers like martial arts, but that's very generic. A lot of martial arts are there at the Olympics. This is a very specific one. It comes from the Japanese for empty hand. So let me go to someone to give away this answer. Can we have Dhruv Nair unmuted to tell us this answer, please? Hello?
It's karate.
It's karate. And do you practice karate, Dhruv?
A little I practice sometimes.
All right. And which grade and which city are you joining us from, Dhruv?
I am in 7th grade and I am studying in Army Public School, Kamraj Road, Bangalore.
In Bangalore. All right. Great answer there, Dhruv. That's absolutely right. This is, of course, karate. So karate has always been a martial art, but karate has always been a martial art, but it's the first time it's making an appearance at the Olympics, and very appropriately in Japan, in Tokyo in 2021 is when it'll make its first appearance. So whole bunch of you got that answer right, but all of you attempted, which is what matters to me more. Thank you all for sending in your guesses. One request, please send your answer only once, because then it becomes very tough for me to go through the results later. So please send in your answers only once. Let's move on to question 2 now. Which sport that saw spike in popularity thanks to the Hunger Games is shown here? So just look at the picture there and you'll be able to figure out which sport I'm talking about. All right. Superb. You guys are so smart. I wish I was this smart when I was your age. All right. Whole bunch of you got this right. Just leave the question open for a couple more seconds until I get your answers. Okay. All right. Let me pick someone out to give away this answer. Can we have Avishi Panda unmuted to give away the answer, please? Yeah, can we have Avishi Panda unmuted? Hello?
Hello.
Hi, Avishi.
Hello.
Hi. Hi. What do you think the answer is?
I think it's archery.
You think it's archery?
Yeah.
And have you seen the Hunger Games, Avishi?
No.
No. Oh, just figure it out from the picture, is it?
Hmm.
All right. And which city are you joining us from?
From Bangalore.
From Bangalore. All right. Very well done, Avishi. That's absolutely right. Archery was, in fact, the answer. Now, for those of you who are not aware, the Hunger Games are this series of books about a young lady named Katniss Everdeen. And in the book, all she does is archery to help defend herself, right? And because she learned archery, everybody around the world, a lot of young women especially, decided to take up archery as a sport. And because of that, it's become a very popular sport around the world. So it's an interesting thing that how a movie made a particular sport very popular, and this is one case. All right, let's move on to the next question. So this is a sport that takes its name from the framework of bones that support the human body. So this, you won't really know the sport maybe, but look at the question. It says the framework of bones that support the human body. So all of us will have one of these things in our lab, right? Think about what is that collection of bones that support the human body, right? A lot of you are guessing things like swimming and baseball, but read the question carefully. Look at the fact that I said it's a collection of bones, right? And it supports the human body. That's also the name of this particular sport. So read that part of the question and figure out which Olympic sport I'm talking. Here in the chat, Surabhi, you'll have to answer here in the chat. Okay. Lot of interesting answers, but let me go to someone who got the answer right. But I'll give everyone a little more time. Lot of interesting guesses based on the picture, but like I said, the picture won't be that helpful in this case because it's not a very popular sport. I'd say focus more on the fact that I said it's a sport that asks you to that is the same as the framework of bones that support your body. So your bones are all in a particular shape, and you'll see this maybe in a science lab or things like that, right? Can we have Varun Palaksha unmuted to tell us the answer, please?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What do you think the answer is, Varun?
Sir, it's like the winter sliding sport, sir.
What is the name of the sport, though?
Sir, the sport's name is winter sliding. Like
winter sliding?
Like they like slide on the frozen like ice, sir. Like sleep like this and slide like this.
Okay. Not quite. I'm looking for a very specific name.
Sir, then, sir, I think so. It's skeleton bobsled.
Skeleton bobsled, you think? And that's absolutely right. That is, in fact, the answer. So the sport is called skeleton, where essentially you're diving forward like this. Supposedly, you look like a skeleton, and that's why it's called skeleton.
Yes,
because you'll be so close. So very good answer there, Varun. Well done. And a lot of you got it right on the chat as well. Good job.
Sir, I had seen this in TV, sir.
Okay, all right. Well done, Varun. So well done to all of you who got it right on the chat as well. Good job. Good answering there. And that's skeleton. So at least, very least, you learned about a new sport today, and maybe you can check it out when next time the Winter Olympics come around. Okay, let's move around to the next round. So potpourri, this is just general questions. There's no theme per se, but they're all about the Olympics. So don't worry, you'll get all the answers. Very simple, and I'll give you plenty of clues as well. Okay. Here's off we go. Here's the first one. I Hate My Teacher is a 2014 short film meant as a touching tribute from an Olympic silver medalist to their teacher. This is the teacher. This is the teacher that is there. Who is this guy's student? Okay. So from the picture, you'll be able to figure out which sport this guy plays, which sport he teaches. And look at the fact that I'm talking about an Olympic silver medalist. Who could I possibly be talking about? I'm not asking for the sport. I'm asking for who his student is that was an Olympic silver medalist. I'll be fair. I think from the picture, everybody knows that the sport he's playing is badminton, right? And he's coached many of the famous badminton players from India. But only one of them is an Olympic silver medalist. So think along those lines and give me an answer. Very, very famous athlete. And this year also are in the field of badminton or luck in the 2021 Olympics. This person is most likely to get us a medal in that sport. I'm sure all of you have heard this person's name. Okay, I've got a lot of correct answers. So let me just pick one to give us the answer away. Can we have Sunanda Tamarai Selvan unmuted, please? Sunanda Tamarai Selvan. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
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 My name
Hi. Go on. Tell us the answer. Who do you think this student is? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah.
PV Sindhu.
Huh?
PV Sindhu.
PV Sindhu.
PV Sindhu. Okay. And is that your dad with you? Hello.
Yes.
Okay, why don't you give dad a high five, because you both have got the answer absolutely right. This is PV Sindhu. And in the picture, that is Pulela Gopichand, who is probably one of India's most famous badminton coaches and was at one point one of India's best badminton players as well. Of course, today he's retired. He teaches all the famous badminton players. He teaches Saina Nehwal. He taught Parupalli Kashyap, all the famous ones. But of course, the most successful so far has been PV Sindhu, who won an Olympic silver medal at the last Olympics, and hopefully will bring some medals home this year as well. Okay, that's question 1 out of the day. Very well done, Sunanda and family. Well done, all of you. Let's move to the next one. So these two mascots are essentially, if you put them together, they're supposed to look like the statue, right? In which city, or in fact country, did this youth Olympic Games happen? Just look at this picture and figure out. These are every Olympic Games has these mascots that come out. These were the mascots of that particular games, right? So if you add this one and this one, it's supposed to look like this famous statue on the right? And it's a very popular destination, especially for those of us from India. I think this is one of our, like, it's Middle East, that is like Dubai, Qatar. We might go there, or we'll go to this particular place, right? And maybe Malaysia also, right? So that might be an extra hint as well. The fact that I said Malaysia, think about what place goes along with Malaysia generally, and just put these two together. I'm sure all of you have seen the statue, right? Okay. And tell me, where did this edition of the Olympic Games take place? All right, superb. Whole bunch of you got this right. Let me call upon somebody to answer. Can we have let me put this. Let me see. Siddiq Shah. Can we have Siddiq Shah unmuted to give away the answer? Siddiq Shah Sharma. Oops. Sorry about that, children. Siddiq Shah, hello.
Yes.
Hi, Siddiq Shah.
Hi.
And what do you think? Where do you think these Olympic Games happen?
I think Singapore.
You think Singapore? And you're absolutely right. Very well done. That was, in fact, the answer. So, and a whole bunch of you got the answer right. Oops, sorry about that. Whole bunch of you got the answer right. This was, of course, Singapore. And have you ever been to Singapore, Sidiksha? Or has she been called back on mute? Oops. Sorry.
No.
You never been? Okay. Let's hope after this pandemic is over, you can all go and take a trip to Singapore, right? And it's a beautiful city, and this particular statue here is called the Merlion, right? Merlion is a very famous statue in Singapore, and that building also is very, very famous. It's called the Skyline of Singapore. All right, final question of the Zoom round. Which lightning quick record breaking Olympian has been blanked out of this very famous photograph? So this was, oh dear, sorry about that, children. There's been a problem with my PPT. I hope, but in any case, let's leave it open for you all to attempt. just want you to take a look at the picture. There's a very nice, because of this person's last name and what is there in the background, you'll be able to figure it out. Look at the background. There's something happening. There's lightning, what coming there, and then you can figure out who this athlete is. One of the most famous Olympians of all time, holds multiple records in multiple disciplines of one sport. Who is this particular person? Okay, superb. All right. Uh, can we have Khadija unmuted to? Oh dear, so sorry. Yeah, Khadija to unmuted to give away the answer, please. Yes, Khadija, are you there?
Yes,
Yes, Khadija. What do you think the answer is?
the answer is Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt, you think? And do you see the lightning bolt in the background? Yeah, at the bottom of the top corner of the picture.
No, yes, sir, I can see that.
All right. And that's why this famous is because it's Bolt running next to a Bolt. It was almost perfectly timed. He's going to finish the 200 meters at the 2013 Moscow Games. So, which grade are you in,
Okay.
Khadija?
I'm in 7th.
7th grade, and which city are you joining us from? Hello? Which city are you joining us from, Khadija?
From Belgavi.
From Belgavi. Okay. Very well done, Khadija. You're absolutely right. And of course, most of you got it right. This was, of course, Usain Bolt. Very beautiful photograph because you see the lightning bolt as he's about to finish the race, right? One of the most famous photographs in sporting history. So that's Usain Bolt at the Moscow Olympic Games. No, sorry, Moscow World Championships of Athletics, where he broke all sorts of world records, right? So well done, all of you who got these answers right. We're done with the first 2 rounds of the quiz. Now we go towards round 3, which is called Kahoot. Now, what I'm going to do on the chat, I'm going to share a link for you all to go to. I would request all of you to use a different device, ideally a mobile phone. If you use a different device, you can easily answer the questions. It'll be a little bit quicker as well. If you don't, it's fine, but you'll be a little bit slow. That's all I want, right? So go to this www.kahoot.it and give me a moment. I'll set up a game fin for you all to log in. Right? Give me a moment, children. Let me just set up the Kahoot. There we go. Yeah. Now you should be able to see it. So all you need to do is enter this game pin. One 8262. Right? That's the game pin. One seven eight 8262. Right. So we have about 130 participants here. So that's about 128 people who are taking part in the quiz. So as soon as that number touches, soon as that number touches 110, 115, we'll get started with the quiz. We're at 54 now. Waiting for the rest of you to join. Don't worry, we're doing very well on time, so we can wait a bit until you join in. All right. Yes, I will be. Don't worry. I'll be talking about the question also, but I would request you to use a different device just in case you need to. Uh, there are images as well that are very helpful. Uh, okay. So a couple of you are asking showing no sponsors. Okay, I don't understand that. No worries, no worries. You can use the same device. You can just switch screens between the two devices, no problem. Okay, some of you saying so it's not coming. I request you all to just use a different browser, right? If you're using, for example, yeah, no worries. If it's not opening, most likely due to internet issues on your end, then because this is, I mean, 75 of them are already there, right? I'll post the pin one more time. Okay, someone's asking what should you do? Now you just wait until enough participants have joined the quiz. After they've joined the Kahoot, I'll get started with the round. Okay, for those of you who have joined. Just give me a moment, children. Please don't send any message for a couple of seconds. Just let me share the Kahoot link again. Okay, so I've shared Kahoot. All you need to do now is log into the game pen. Dikshit, unfortunately, we keep all the participants on mute because there's over 130 people on the call. If I allow you all to unmute yourself, there'll be too much pandemonium. That's why, right? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I see about 87 participants. So we'll wait and maybe another minute or so, and then we'll get started. Okay. I see a bunch of you are in. 85 participants are in. If you send it here, it'll be tough for me to maintain Dikshit. You'll have to log into Kahoot. Please go to www.kahoot.it. I'll share that once again with all of you. Yes, we'll get started in just a minute, Baba. We have a lot of participants, so we just want to be fair and give everyone enough time. Because some, I think, participants are new and their first time at the quiz. Those of you who have been coming every week, of course, are very used to the process of the Kahoot. Okay, all right. Thanks for sharing the website again. Yeah. So there's www.kahoot.it and the game pin is mentioned above 1788262. You just type in that game pin and you'll be into the game. Right. We'll wait exactly another minute and then we'll get started with the quiz regardless of who's joined. Because I also want to be fair to all the people. Don't worry, Drishti, your name is probably somewhere there at the bottom. It does not matter if it doesn't see on the screen immediately. As long as it shows you're in the Kahoot chat, That's good. Okay. So I think our minute is up. For those of you who have not yet joined, don't worry. You can join at any point. You just need to know www.kahoot.it and enter the game pin. Okay. If you get logged out, same thing. Just go come back to Kahoot and enter the game pin, and the game pin is there on the Kahoot chat. Okay. 95 participants in. I think we'll get started. Right. Last concern on this. Don't worry. You don't just attempt the questions as we go. Here we go. India won its first Olympic medal at Tokyo 2021 via Mirabai Chanu. In which event did she take home the silver? Was it wrestling? Was it boxing? Was it weightlifting? Or was it archery? So, in which sport did Mirabai Chanu bring home our first medal at the Olympic Games? Which sport? All you have to do is punch the correct option. If you think it's wrestling, press the triangle. If you think it's boxing, press the diamond. If you think it's weightlifting, press the circle. If you think it's archery, press the square. All right. 49 of you got it right. You've been keeping in touch with the news. Of course, she won weightlifting in the 49 kg category and brought home India's first medal at the Tokyo Olympics. So well done to all of you. Let's move to the next one. Let's see what's happening to the leaderboard though. Khadija takes an early lead. Kritik in second. Anika in third. Nadin in fourth. And Roshni in fifth. Let's move to the next one. Identify this Indian javelin thrower, a hopeful to bring back a medal for India at the 2021 Olympic Games. So this is him, and he's one of the favorites to bring back another medal for India. Is it Atanu Das? Is it Gurpreet Singh? Is it Neeraj Chopra? Or is it Tajinder Pal Tur? All of these are people going to the Olympics, but only one of them is a javelin thrower and very successful one, and hopefully will bring back a medal for India at the end of this edition of the Olympic Games. 70 answers in. Let's see what. Okay, 28 of you got that answer right. This is Neeraj Chopra, a hopeful to win the Olympic Games. So for those of you sending chat messages, I request you not to, because it's very tough for me to see them where the Kahoot is going. All right, let's look at the scores. Anvesha now in the lead with Yashash in second, Ved in third, Sirisha in fourth, and Nadin in fifth. Vedadek is the highest climber and is up 32 places. Great job, Vedadek. Hopefully, we see you in the top 5 soon. Let's move to the next question. India has 9 gold medals at the Olympic Games. 8 of them have come from a single team sport. In the picture is the current captain of that sport. So is it cricket? Is it badminton? Is it tennis? Or is it hockey? So I think at least one of the answers you'll be able to rule out, because we all know who the captain of the one of them is. Then from the other sports, pick one of them, which could be a team sport and of which this guy could be the captain. In fact, this man in the picture, I think his name is Manpreet Singh. He led India out during the opening ceremony, and of course, he is the captain of the Indian hockey team. So India have 8 gold medals in hockey. The only other gold medal was won by Abhinav Bindra in at the 2008 Olympics in rifle shooting. So hopefully we get our 10th gold medal via hockey this year as well. Anvesha in the lead, Yashas in second, Ved in third, Rakesh in fourth, and Aradrika enters the top 5. With Gulshan up 25 places, hopefully we see Gulshan in the top 5 soon. Good job there, Gulshan. Next question coming. True or false? The medals for the 2021 Tokyo Olympics were made from recycled e-waste. Is that true or false? Very simple. Okay, all you have to do is tell me whether it's true or false. Okay, 83 answers in and 59 of you got it right. Of course, it's true. So Japan have always been a country that looks to make things neat and clean and things like that. So they found a way to make use of e-waste, which is essentially all your old computer and phone parts. A lot of us these days, most people change their phones every year. So a lot of that ends up just in a waste and it's non-biodegradable. So they decided to make use of all the e-waste in Japan and make the Olympic medals out of them. So 59 of you got that right. This is of course true. Let's look at the scores. Anvesha holds the lead, Yashash in second, Ved in third. Aradrika has now come to fourth and Rakesh has dropped to fifth, with Ansh being the highest climber up 20 places. Let's see if somebody can break the top 5 in the next question. Another true or false. The Olympic motto is Henriatus Citius Altius Fortis, which means faster, higher, stronger. So Citius Altius Fortis, one of the most famous phrases which you'll associate with the Olympics, but does it mean higher, faster, stronger? Is that true or false? Very simple question. Let's see how many of you get it right. It is true, and 66 of you went for the right angle. It almost sounds like that, no? Faster, higher, stronger, Citius Altius Fortius. So it's meant to, be empowering to all the athletes. Let's move to the next one and see what that scores look like. Jaita has hit answer streak of 3. Good job, Jaita. And the top 5 remain unchanged. All very close at the top, though. Let's see if that position changes in the next 3 questions. We have a puzzle. Rearrange the following cities in the ascending order in which they hosted the games, which means which city hosted the games first, which city hosted the games last in this list of 4. So obviously this year it's happening in Tokyo, so I didn't put that in. That would be too obvious. So what you have to do, you have to arrange them in the correct order and there'll be a Kahoot submit button. Once you press that, only it'll accept your answer, right? This question has a little extra time, of course, because it'll take a little time for you to arrange them properly. Okay, let's see how many of you get this answer right. Which was first, which was second, which was third. I think at least the city that comes in last, everyone should know. Maybe the ones in between are the ones that will be tricky. Okay. Ooh, dear. Looks like some of you slipped up a bit on that one. Sydney happened in the year 2000, Beijing in 2008, London in 2012, and of course, Rio was the last Olympic Games to have happened in 2016. Let's see what that's done to the scores. Rakesh rockets to the lead with that by getting that answer right. Well done, Rakesh. But other than that, I think the top 5 remain the same. But Tejas, who probably got the last one right as well, is up 19 places. Let's see if you can crack the top 5 before the quiz is over, Tejas. Moving to the next one. Using what device was this display of the Earth that came up during the Olympic ceremony created? So this came up during the Olympics this year. How did they make it? Were they using drones? Were they using holograms? Were they using iPads? Or were they using Google Glass? So which device was used to create this beautiful picture of the Earth that came up during the Olympic? It was a very beautiful ceremony. And 26 of you got the answer right. Of course, they used drones to make that lovely, like, I'll just show you the picture once again so you can take a look. So this is an entire thing made of drones. They made a picture of the globe and all of them danced together while some music was playing. It's a very beautiful Olympic ceremony. Moving to the next one. But let's look at the scores first. Gulshan enters the top 5. Well done, Gulshan. With Anvesha now in second, Ved in third, and Yashas in fourth, dropping a couple of places. But Nadin is on his way up. Let's see if you can crack into the top 5 in the last question, Nadin. And let's see if anyone can unseat Rakesh with one question to go. This is India's wrestling contingent for the Tokyo Olympics in 2021. All of them hail from the same state. Which state? Is it Punjab? Is it Haryana? Is it Bihar? Or is it Uttar Pradesh? When I say hail, I mean all of them trained in the same state. Not necessarily that they're from there, but all of them trained in the same state. 45 of you got it right. That is Haryana. And The person on the extreme left might be somewhat familiar to you. That is Vinesh Fogart, who was the first person to qualify. And if you are familiar with the Fogart family, they are also the subject of the movie Dangal. If you have seen Dangal, I love the movie and I hope you've seen it as well. It's all about wrestling. Let's look at the podium though. In third place, oh, Rakesh dropped to third on the last question. Ved finishes in second, and taking the top spot is Anvesha. Well done, Anvesha. Brilliant answering there. 7 out of 8 correct. Gulshan in fourth and Aratrika in fifth. So great job to all of you who attempted the quiz. With that, we come to an end, but we do have one tradition which I have not yet done. So I request all of you to switch on your videos, please, everyone. Okay, and we will take a picture. All right. Okay, and so for the picture, because this is the Olympics, I want you all to strike a pose as though you have won, an Olympic medal, right? Something like this or like this, whatever position, whatever pose you like. Imagine you won an Olympic medal and strike a pose. All right, requesting all of you to switch in your videos. Okay. Okay, we have a whole bunch of videos for me to go through. Please hold those poses, guys. Okay, thank you so much for joining in this week for the Uolo Kyushala family quiz. I'll see you all next week where we have an important announcement to make, right? So thank you so much. Bye-bye. And only request Nadin to stay back. Everyone else, you can drop off, please. Can we stop the live stream?